Uh, and welcome to the Glacially Musical Podcast. We are off to see the wizard, and the wizard is me. Wow, that got weird fast. I, of course, am joined by a man who sits next to me, but not really, in another time zone. The Wolverine to my Deadpool, Ghost Cult Keefy. How we doing today, buddy?
Yar. I don't
Let's
know.
fucking go.
Wolverine is not a pirate. Let's fucking go.
You're the worst Wolverine, though.
You are the worst Wolverine. You were always something until you weren't. I don't know why I like that line. Daphne Keene, whoa. What a transformation. She was also really good in the much maligned
Is that young Wolverine?
Acolyte, female
Young lady Wolverine.
young lady Wolverine, X-23.
Okay, I couldn't. I have only seen Logan one time because
How?
it wrecked me.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's also so long. It's so long and goes so hard. So basically, Logan is long and hard and sexy.
What is a worse ending though? Like a worst emotional punch, Logan or Avengers Endgame with Tony?
I didn't think that was a punch.
Okay.
Oh, with Tony. So I'm sorry. I was thinking Cap.
No, I mean I don't care about Cap. Like Cap is Cap. I don't know. Old
I
man,
don't know.
old man Biden in America over there.
He does look like Joe Biden. He looks like Joe Biden. He looks like old man Joe Biden. So Joe Biden, 1975.
Well, then we don't want to go back there and talk about old man Joe Biden, 1975, bro.
Probably no, no. I mean, everybody was terrible in 1975. It was 1975.
True. Well, some not everybody.
Yeah, pretty much everybody.
How are you today?
I am.
On this grand bonus episode of the
Are we
Glacially.
boning? Are we boning this episode? Or are we locking?
I don't know. We needed a chaser, but I thought we had a chaser planned.
Yeah, we have. That's not this.
So this is just gonna hang out till whenever.
We can evergreen it, or we can roll it up and smoke it and bone it this week. I don't care. Whatever. I'm doing good. I should not even be here today, to quote Dante Hicks.
I'm not supposed to be here today.
I should be in Maryland right now. My best friend is getting installed as the pastor of his new church, and I'm so happy for him. Bittersweet because he is now in Maryland as opposed to St. Louis. But you got to cheer for your friends. You got to cheer for your friends. I am not a believer in any organized religion, but my good friend is, and I know a lot of people have asked me over the years, how could you possibly still be friends with this person? Well, when he told me he was going to be a minister, I assumed it wasn't true. I mean, we were 23. But it is what it is. I love you, big guy, and I'm going to turn off your installation now. The Glacial Musical Beer of the Week. And you know what? This works well for boning because it is a 9% Imperial IPA. This is Voodoo Ranger Imperial. It is, this thing goes hard and long, too. I got a 19-ounce tall boy. If you look, it's even bigger than my microphone. This is from New Belgium Brewing out of Colorado. Been drinking this one quite a bit since, basically since lockdown. When the lockdowns happened, I really got into the Voodoo Rangers. Love it.
I used to drink quite a lot of those. How do you Colorado? I've never heard anyone call
Colorado.
Colorado. Is that like Missouri? Your least favorite pejorative about your state?
No, Missouri is a perfect Missouri is a perfectly cromulent
Oh.
name for the right part of Missouri. However, Missouri sucks ass. That's Winter's Bone. You ever seen Winter's Bone? That's Missouri. Missouri is cosmopolitan. It is St. Louis. It is Kansas City. It is soccer. It is football. It is beautiferous and glorious. And a little gunshotty.
These words are too big for me on one cup of coffee and not a lot of sleep. But
Oh my God, I had so much coffee today because I normally I've been listening to music to cope with the news every day. Today I decided, fuck that. I am gonna listen to music and choose joy. So I broke out one of Bob's old records, some Stevie Wonder, and I was just jamming to Stevie Wonder today. Because you know what? Fuck it.
Which Stevie Wonder?
It was a 3 LP retrospective that Bob got on cutout, so he probably paid $1 for it in 1973.
That's awesome. Well, there's a definitely several 3 album arcs that Stevie had that are basically unfuckable.
No, this is a greatest hits.
It doesn't matter. Greatest
Just
hits is
saying,
good for
it's
you. It's a good way to consume all the best.
yeah. And I made since you're asking me about my day, I made the lawyer wife requested brunch, and I brought it to her. It was scrambled eggs with cheese and some bacon, and some toast with strawberry jam. And the moment she
Is there boozy drink involved or no?
no no boozy drink.
I don't think
The
it's
moment she looked
brunch.
at it, I got her, and this is how you can tell we grew up poor. I got her most wonderful compliment. Oh, it looks like a restaurant.
I had a business lunch on Friday and I had to tell my friend, like, oh, it's not that I don't always want to go out to eat. It's that, like, in my lifetime, until I was like in my 30s, going out to eat meant it was a funeral or a graduation. So sorry, I'm dark. I go to dark places, but this is who I
Yeah,
am.
same. We are actually going out for dinner tonight. We're going to Texas Roadhouse just
All right.
because it's I'm gonna have steak like 3 days in a row, which
Fuck
is
yeah, why not?
awesome.
We could all be dead tomorrow in World War III, according to the president. So fuck it.
Oh yeah, I know.
Just absolutely
You gonna
motherfuck it.
third of your merch? What are we doing over here?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna murder my thirst with a liquid death lime green severed lime without stevia and still just agave in a not that clean glass, but fuck it, I don't care. It's my glass. Pour, 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 pour. I don't know why I'm pouring it into a beer glass. It's not a beer. I'm doing the finger fudge pour. It doesn't matter. Cheers, motherfucker.
Cheers, motherfucker! Look, cheers! Look at, I mean, look at this. This was a finger fudge pour, and it
See,
in the time it took to talk, it rolled down to
it's a
perfection.
chaser. I think we're gonna probably describe the finger fudge pour again in the next episode. But if you wanted to talk about it, or just drink your beer.
I'm just gonna drink my beer. It's delicious and happy. It's SNL last night did a fake commercial for a new medicine called Couple of Beers.
Perfect. No
And
notes.
then in the dosage, like in the small print, it said a couple of beers. One dose could be 1, 2, or 10. It's really up to you to decide. And then when you get tired, you need to go back to your doctor and ask for a little bump. So that way the little bump wakes you up from being drowsy. And if you forget to take a dose, don't worry. You'll never forget. After a while, it becomes the only thing you remember to do. So, I mean, it was just an absolute genius SNL commercial. You know what? Let's go ahead and bone this one. I feel like boning it because there's some stuff that we need to talk about.
Did you not want to do a vinyl check?
We will. I'm spitballing because there's big news that happened yesterday,
Sure, sure,
and I
sure.
think we should talk about that and get it out.
I
But
thought we would do it in the next one, but go ahead.
my vinyl check is what?
Nothing. Go ahead. I love you so much.
No. What are
I
you
love you
smiling
so.
about?
I just love you so much. This is bonus Nick time. This is a treat for me.
Duncan. We're supposed to record Duncan today, but he broke down on the way back from Wales. So he's like, "Yeah, I don't know if I can make it." I'm like, "Don't, no, do not make it. Get home safely. That's all that matters." My vinyl check this week is my last Christmas record, King Diamond. Give me your soul, please. And this one wasn't checked in the Christmas stuff because I didn't have it yet. This one actually is a European edition. It is not the 2024 re-release. This is I believe, a 2023 actually. But it's got a cool gatefold, a lot of cool pictures. This I think is a very underrated, forgotten King Diamond record. It's a story similar to Abigail, but I think a little bit cooler. Like if you combined Abigail and The Shining, you would get the story for this record. It did come with a poster, but not a very good poster, honestly. It's
Open
just,
that puppy up a little better because that's like beautiful.
you think?
Yeah, I think that's dope.
It's got King surrounded by hooded figures, purple sky. This looks more like it came out from the graveyard because of the purple, but the
I love the
graveyard
purple.
one also came with a poster, but it was in the graveyard poster. So the records themselves, as King Diamond is often long-winded, King Diamond I think is the greatest advocate for the CD length of albums rather than the record length of albums. This is a cool gray and silver splatter. Didn't get quite enough black on it, I'm gonna say. But other than that, This is a German pressing. This is, of course,
hint of black.
Yeah, it's like when Kiss re-released the debut record and they screwed up. That's like how much black this is. But it is 2 discs in the mylar, of course. And now, as I always do after we record an episode, it'll go into the up next pile so it can go to the shelf. What you got?
Caught me with my pants down and my eye drops in. I have 2 records today, which would have been the 2 records for later in the week. A 2 for all year long for 2025. And these are still 2024 releases. This first one is pretty great. This is the industrial metal band Adult with this very cool, interesting noirish cover. I feel like there's a ding on this. I bought this from them at the show, and then I think I got my keys in the tote bag. Ding the fucking cover. It makes me mad.
How did you describe that cover?
I think it's kind of noirish, like strange. Don't you find this noir?
I would actually describe that as modern day Warhol.
All right.
The color palette, the black human,
Lynchian also.
Yeah, it could be Lynchian. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Warholian.
This is a beautiful record. Comes with a sleeve insert with a further. This is how they shot the thing. Oh, I just dropped the download card. Came with a download card. Just dropped to the floor. I can't get it now.
Download cards are the devil.
Lyrics on the back, which is cool. Good band. I saw previous podcast check and hopeful future Ghost Cult interview Kanga. Kanga opened for not Kangaroo, Kanga. Opened for Adult, who opened for KMFTM, who were fucking great. I love them. They're coming back. They have a new album out from last year. I still have the hype. Came with the hype sticker at the merch table. Fucking cool. I still have the hype sticker. And then here's the vinyl. This is a real cool one. I don't know what you would call this. Becoming Undone is the name of the album, by the way. What would you call this? Clear with a... That looks like cum, to be honest.
It looks like Android cum. Like cum from the future.
Blade Runner 2049 cum.
Yeah. Ew. Logan's cum. No. Logan's Run cum.
Logan. Oh, I thought you meant Logan Wolverine again.
You know what? It could be him too.
He doesn't get the adamantium cum. He doesn't really get the cum. He doesn't. I don't think he gets the cum much. Not to mention, I don't think he would like the pleasure. I know he feels every bit of pain, and
okay. So would it be like what Banky said about what not Banky what Brody said about Superman? I guarantee you he blows a load like a shotgun.
Her human ovaries couldn't stand the power of his.
The only way he could have sex with regular chicks is if he wore a kryptonite condom, which of course would kill him. How did I go from hot Floridian sex with Brandy to Man of Steel coital debates in the food court?
I don't know. We had the comic books code. I couldn't think about all these things.
His dork, is it made of orange rock? Oh my god! My internet went out a couple of nights ago, so I watched to go to sleep. I watched the Clerks extendo cut.
Nice.
It's not as good as the regular cut.
Dogma soon.
Oh, I can watch that any day of the week.
I can do this all day. So we didn't really, I guess adamantium cum variant, and then this next record. This is super interesting. This is the political grindcore band from Rhode Island, Dropdead, with their sort of Dropdead 2020 release. This was
political grindcore. That's like saying tough natives.
Well, no, because I feel
it's redundant.
I feel like a lot of grindcore is like porno grind with even dumber lyrics than most death metal.
See, if you go porno grind, that's a subset. That's different.
Okay. The original intent of a lot of grindcore was political, like Napalm Death, but so this is a phenomenal band led by Bob Otis, long-running.
Turn the cover a little to your right.
It's got a strange glossy finish, so it's really tough to notice. It does look like oil fields, right, or destroyed town.
Turn to your right. You want to, because when you take it to your left, it looks pink, but when you go to your right, it looks silver. I know.
It does. It's got a silvery finish.
Yeah, just a cool effect.
All right, and then it's glossy, and then it does have. It's only the one vinyl. It is the double gatefold, which I know is extravagant for a DIY band.
Double gatefold is redundant.
Care question, think, evolve, which is like one of their taglines as a band, and their logo has a brain in the middle on the other, not the side I just pointed to, but the other side, this brain, drop dead, kind of a Ramones-ish
I
thing.
love that is a great cover. I love
Yeah,
it.
beautiful.
And
Here's the
I'm not a
okay.
big fan of the gloss covers.
And there's like 20 fucking songs on here because it's
It's
grindcore. All the
grindcore.
songs are a minute long. And then came Armageddon label, which just put out the new Hyrax album. So this is an incredible packaging. I think it was meant as a fundraiser. So the insert is a giant photo and lyric booklet of all these songs, 20 songs. So this is expensive, right? To make something like this beautiful.
So
And
they have okay, let's start at the top because this is going to go into our topic for today. So it's a gatefold, right? That's an adder. It is metallic. That's an adder. I know all this because I looked into pressing a record about 7 years ago.
we're going to press a record someday, Ghost Glacially Musical. We're going to make records. It's going to
I
happen.
agree. I agree. Let's see. So that's an adder. Actually, the color is three adders because it's clear, which is an adder. It's a splatter, which is an adder, and it's a two-color splatter, which is an adder.
This is a
Then
color vinyl. I don't know if it's a splatter. You're thinking of the other one.
it's we haven't seen the vinyl
We
yet.
haven't seen the vinyl yet. Vinyl
Sorry.
last is how I check.
What color is? Bring up the vinyl. Show this.
So there's this booklet. And again, this is a
We'll circle. We'll circle
on a
back to this
small
point.
label for an underground band, basically, not a major prominent band. And then there's this I don't know what you'd call this, and I'm not sure.
Merge. That's
This
a
is a
merge.
merge. Let's take
Yeah,
a
we'll
look.
call it a merge.
Stop talking. There it is, because you can't see it while you're talking and I'm not. And it looks like an explosion, like the front cover image is on fire, except now it's in color, right? And I don't know, it's interesting. It's certainly unique. I don't have any vinyl that looks like this at all.
That is a four-color merge
Mm-hmm.
because the front is different than the back. Holy shit, that's expensive. That's
And
four
it
adders.
came in the paper with the mylar, so classy. That's some nuclear blast shit right there.
What label is this on?
Armageddon label, which is an
How-
underground record store and label in Providence, Rhode Island, and Boston.
How much did you pay for that?
So just the backtrack. Adult was $30 at the show. Glad that I was happy to pay for it. I love that band. And then I hung out with them and met them and talked to them a little bit. And I'm gonna say that hindsight reminds, because it's the only one I have from Dropdead that's a full album. I have some 7 inches from them somewhere at another show that I got. I'm going to say that was $35, $40.
35. Okay.
But
It's an
it was also
addition
like
of
a
how many?
fundraiser put out during the pandemic when they couldn't do anything, because normally they tour 300 days a year or more.
It's an addition of how many?
Can't be that many, probably limited.
Okay. Because that record probably cost at least.
You want to look it up on Discogs, you could.
What's the title again?
It is Drop Dead, one word, 2020. I can't imagine they made too many of these. They can't possibly have.
Well, you have to make a minimum of 300 to make it worth your while.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you look it up. I will read off the song titles.
It says limited edition. Go
It
ahead.
doesn't say how many.
Hang on. Go ahead. Do the song titles. I'll shut up.
Prelude, Torches, Road to Absolution, Only Victims, Warfare State, Corrupt, On Your Knees, Vultures, The Black Mask, Ashes, Book of Hate, Flesh and Blood, Stoking the Flame, Bodies, Hatred Burning, Nothing Remains, Abattoir of Pain, Stripped by the Knife, Hail to the Emperor, Before the Fall, United States of Corruption, Will You Fight? And the Future is Yours. Sounds like a call to arms, this whole record.
They made 4 versions of this on vinyl,
Holy fuck.
which see what that does, that saves money because you're using the same plates, right? So this is probably an addition of about 1,200. So if there's, let me see here. Yeah, because there is blue neon violet smash with silver magenta black splatter, blue, clear, silver black, and so in test pressing, which doesn't count. So there are 4 different vinyl editions. So it's probably about 1,200. And so if you're doing it at about 1,200, because everything is the same except for, gatefold, like in 2018, it was $7.50 to press a record in a standard sleeve, no lyric sheet, with a 3-color. So the primary colors on the television, colors. Green, yellow, and blue, or red, green, red, blue. Yeah, whatever the three on the. You know what I'm talking about. So then when you gatefold, it's an adder. When you colorize, it's an adder, but that's a super special color, which is a double adder, maybe even triple. So in 2017, 2018, when I looked into this, that record would probably cost about $20 to press. So in 2020, probably around the same, since it's a 2020 edition.
All right. That was very insightful and informative, and that is my vinyl check.
Sweet. All right, let's move on into the news check. I am going to let Keefy handle it because Keefy does more of the serious news than I do because we.
Well, do we want? When are we going to run this? That we're doing this?
I assume we're going to. We'll bone it. So tomorrow or Tuesday.
Oh, you really want to? Okay,
bonus I want to bone it. I want to bone it.
All right. I like banking them, but you bone it. Okay, so then
I like boning.
We talk about many passings this week. Many passings. I don't remember if we talked about what we talked about on Wednesday because it's just a few days ago, and my brain is like, don't remember anything. David Johansen of the New York Dolls passed away after a long illness.
The last surviving member of the
last surviving member of the Dolls. I was derided for saying no New York Dolls, no very different landscape of American hard rock, glam rock, and metal.
Oh no, that's absolutely 100,000%
derided
correct.
For saying it, and I will put heavy metal in there as well. The band was integral.
I say integral, but I pronounce things East Coastally.
You do. Well, I'm fucking tired. So anyway, hugely inspirational, hugely important, only became a huge pop star. First 2 Dolls records are immaculate. Everyone needs to have them. I need to have them. Don't have them. They came back and unretired and made 3 more records. Only the first one was good. Obviously people know him best for Buster Poindexter. They also know him from the movie Scrooged and Free Jack and things like that. He had a career.
He was great in Free Jack.
He's great in Scrooged.
I mean, I haven't seen Scrooge, but Free Jack is an absolutely horrifically terrible movie. Great idea, horrible execution. They had one actor in the whole fucking movie, Emilio Estevez.
Well, you're forgetting your guy you saw last year, Mick Jagger, is in that movie, no?
Yeah, I know. One actor. That's why I said one actor, Emilio Estevez.
Ooh. It kind of hurts. It hurts
because it's true.
It hurts because it's true. Nick Cameron.
I'm going to be eating caviar.
Nick Podcast Cameron, everybody.
You mean we're going to be eating caviar? Yeah, buddy. We're going to be eating caviar.
So.
Thought you was free jacked.
He had cancer for 10 years. He had a brain tumor for the last many years. And then he had like a fall down, broken back injury the day after Thanksgiving that kind of hastened his death. They did raise some money for him via Sweet Relief recently. Guy's incredible. Just sad. We're losing this whole generation of people are going to start slipping away. They already have. Also passed on last week, Roberta Flack, the iconic, and I know you hate that word, but honestly, iconic R&B singer.
I like it when it's appropriate. In this case, appropriate as fuck.
I know people only know the one song, but
that actually happened Thursday. It was reported on Thursday.
24 hit songs.
Should have spun a record in her honor that day, and I did not.
Well, can't always. And then just yesterday, tragically, perhaps not on your radar, but the 90s and aughts R&B singer Angie Stone died in a terrible car wreck on her way home from a concert in Alabama. 63 years old. Phenomenal voice, had been part of a girl group in the 80s, went solo, unbelievable voice, kind of brought in, helped usher in the new soul movement of the 90s with Anthony Hamilton and people like that. And just terrible to die.
Who was the actress we lost?
Oh, and Michelle Trachtenberg from
thank you, Buffy and something else.
Buffy and Gilmore Girls. I think we talked about that on the show.
Did we? I don't believe we did.
Yeah, it's on it because you said Gilmore Girls. That's why I know it. because I didn't know her from. I haven't seen that show.
I have not seen that show either. My kid loves it.
She had a liver. She was also a Nickelodeon star, right? I forgot what the show was. It's not
She was in some.
Harriet the Spy.
Yeah, that's it. Harriet the Spy.
I always confused her with my other crush, Melissa Joan Hart. Not when she was a kid, obviously when she was a grown
See,
up.
the great thing about Melissa Joan Hart as a kid was she was the same age I was. So me having a crush on Melissa on
Makes
Clarissa Explains
sense.
It All is
Yeah.
not creepy because I was the same age at the time.
Do you want to hear a crazy story? The first guy I played drums with in a band lived on Staten Island on Arthur Kill Road at the top end of Staten Island, if you know geography. Not
Nope.
Shaolin at the south by the ferry, but at the north where rich people live, Sammy the Bull Gravano, people like that, actresses. His next door neighbor was Alyssa Milano at the time of Who's the Boss. Dude, I was like, if I could just meet her, she would be enthralled with me. What a cornball.
Yeah. See, I get the same thing like whenever I hear anybody's from St. Louis. I'm like, they'll love me. We're from St. Louis. We get it. They don't.
She's going to hear our heavy metal cover of Still Rock and Roll to Me by Billy Joel and just fall head over heels for me, and my life's going to be set.
Just gonna point out Billy Joel had a heavy metal record.
He did. Attila. It's terrible.
Did it on it is not terrible.
It's
You're
not that
terrible.
You're terrible. I love Billy Joel. We're going to do a Billy Joel series soon,
Starting with Attila.
starting with Attila. No, you already did it, though.
I know, but I already have it. I have it on vinyl.
Unfortunately,
My
that means his first two records are pretty bad, and we're going to bomb those, and then it gets progressively better.
the release of Attila that I have is not the original, which is unfortunate. I
Yeah.
did wear that to the Stevie Nicks show that I went to,
Yeah.
and I like really confused a really lovely gay dude at the show. He's like, What are you? Oh, you're not a Billy Joel fan? No, I love Billy Joel. Well, there's Billy right there. It's his first record. What?
They don't know. Yeah, no one knows.
But the pressing of it I have is from like 1984, 1983, when Uptown Girl is going crazy, and it's like Billy Joel's first record, and then it says in really little Antilla.
Mhm.
So I'm like picturing somebody who's listening to an innocent man, Uptown Girl, and then puts on Attila, goes, "What the hell is this?"
We used to sing Uptown Girl on the train ride to school, to and from school, and do the harmonies on the train and get dollars for it for candy and burgers.
I used to take out trash for candy
That's cool.
and baseball cards.
So
We'd knock on doors in the apartment complex.
just really quick, I'll save it for another time. But like that Attila record is super interesting. Billy Joel did announce. We're not in the new. We are in the news section. Billy Joel did announce yet another stadium show with Stevie Nicks. This time, originally MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where the Giants and Jets play, and now they're going to do Santa Clara right down here by me. So I might try
They
to go.
played Kansas City, I want to say last year or the year before. Had we not seen Stevie that year, we probably would have gone because Stevie was Lawyer Wife's a bucket list for Lawyer Wife, and she cried. She cried like a little girl with a skinned knee and shit. When like during half the Stevie, and what?
No, I mean it tracks. It makes sense. She's great. I'm not.
I'm Han Solo. You're Chewbacca. You're Obi-Wan Kenobi. We're in that fucked up bar.
That is correct.
Sorry, I'm actually in a really good mood
You
today.
seem very peppy and upbeat, and I'm not down. I'm actually really feeling good, but I'm a little tired. Luckily for you, my band rehearsal was also canceled today, so I'm hosting karaoke tonight as we record this. Um, I don't have, I mean, other than the tragic deaths, there's not a lot of news to talk about that we can't pick up later in the week.
We should mention, of course, we did not mention last week that Carl Cochran, formerly of Ace Frehley's band,
Yeah.
had died. Unfortunately, he is somebody, in my humble opinion, that did not get his due. He did not get his flowers. If you go back and you listen to his work with Ace, but it was all live. There are absolutely no studio recordings with Carl Cochran and Ace, but he did co-write the song "Into the Void." I know that song has long been forgotten by a lot of Kiss fans, including Kiss and Ace Frehley. However, I loved that song, and it was the only song on Psycho Circus to feature all four members on their instruments, and it was the only song that sounded like a Kiss song. He did some work with Eric Singer, Bruce Kulick, and John Corabi, which Duncan and I will be getting into next week, the Eric Singer project. And he is somebody that I think easily could have been an Eric Singer type, somebody that really floated around, recorded. I mean, he just seemed like that kind of guy. He could sing and play, which is unusual for bass players, let's be honest. And he played really well. He had a great tone. So, R.I.P. Carl Cochran. And I wish there was more. I wish there was more of you to celebrate now.
I don't want to say it's an actual jinx, but it does seem like people who have toured with Ace have passed early, right?
Richie Scarlett still kicking.
Um, okay. Jimmy Bain, no.
Who's Jimmy Bain?
Oh God.
I,
Anyway,
I really don't know.
okay.
Although I'm actually kind of surprised Richie Scarlett is still kicking. I mean, have you seen him? Sorry, but to
Morbid.
I know it's a gallows humor, right?
Yeah, bringing it
To
way down.
to jump on a point you made, and I've probably made this point on the show many times when we talk about these deaths, because we have to talk about them, right? It's part of the human condition. Obviously, we want these people to live forever. We want everybody to live forever and be happy and healthy and wonderful. But cherish the time you have. I know Keefy and I can be exceedingly cynical about a lot of these shows. We both passed on the Kiss reunion tour or farewell tour, second farewell tour, because we knew that it wouldn't sound good. But we both had
70th farewell tour.
not really.
Yeah.
Technically, it was the only second one.
1996, whatever it was, 2000.
It was
the first one.
1999 to 2000. That was the first one. But yes, they never said if they were retired. Anyway, we had both seen Kiss in better days many times. You know, you don't know when we're going to lose these people. So if you haven't gone, except for this Black Sabbath thing, totally do not go to that because you've never seen Black Sabbath. You are going to walk out disappointed as fuck. But it's, we are, when Ray Manzarek died in 2014, the aforementioned best friend of mine in Maryland said, "You know what, Nick, get ready because they're coming." In 2014, you still had a lot of these guys from the 60s touring. And now the guys from the 70s we're losing them. It's not going to be long before people like The Edge and Boy George and even Billy Joel, we start losing them.
Please don't say it. Please.
I'm
don't
sorry.
Please.
I'm sorry.
I'm not ready for Ozzy. I'm just not ready.
I have made my peace. I have made my peace.
It's not going to go well.
No. So shirt check for me. Rocking my St. Louis on the turntable, which love this shirt.
I do love that shirt. That is a fine shirt. I don't know if I wore this recently, but I sort of recycled some of my shirt collection through, and now I'm re-rocking stuff from a while back. Here's my Khemmis long sleeve with a crazy eye brain parasite thing to Arabus. I don't know what it is. Fucking crazy. I don't know what this thing is. Make a good tattoo.
Did you say Airbus?
Arabus.
I have now
Snake
shifted.
eating its own tail.
I have now shifted to my secondary sitting position because I don't have a booster seat.
You're so adorable.
It's not me. I'm not short. That's not the issue. The issue is I want to get the stupid flag in the shot, especially on a day when we're recording during the daytime and I got this cool natural light. I mean, the lighting is perfect. There's no lights on in this room right now.
That's the best. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Dawn of Arabus from the Bay Area has their new album out on Friday, Technical Death Metal.
A Robber Ross?
Whatever.
I forget what a Robber Ross is. I think it's a Red Dwarf reference.
Snake eating its own tail. Anyway, I have some Red Dwarf news to give you, but it has to be offline. Cannot be on the show.
Oh no.
No, it's good. It's quite good.
Why can't we do it on the show?
I just don't. Moving on. Time for the meat of the episode, and I'm going to lead this because it was my idea, even though the suddenness of the chaser is upon us. So I got a text yesterday from one of my best friends in the whole world, Rebecca. I am going there again in a few weeks to pet sit. Simple and Jax, two of my favorite beings on earth. And she's going away for a quick weekend trip to Tahoe. to do snow stuff because
Do
it
you know what
was.
happened? Do you know what Andy Kaufman did in Lake Tahoe?
No, I do not.
He went to a house of ill repute,
Okay,
and all of them
unsurprising.
in a weekend.
Unsurprising. He was also on drugs and probably had mental illness to the
I don't
max.
No, Andy Kaufman was not on drugs. Tony Clifton was, but Andy Kaufman was
I
not.
don't like the coke. I don't like cocaine. Just the smell of it. May I continue?
Yes, I'm sorry.
I reclaim my time. Sanctity of my
I'm
time.
trying to,
I know.
make references to places where you're from.
I know. My friend Rebecca would not like drug references in a story about her. Anyway,
You made the drug references.
I don't think so.
You said he was on drugs. I don't like the smell of. I don't like cocaine.
Okay.
Just the smell. You did
Okay.
it.
You brought up houses of ill repute. So anyway, she
Going to
texted me, "Hey,
Tahoe.
I've been getting heavily into Chapel Roan and a country artist I'm struggling to remember now.
Is it Laura McKenna?
It is not Lori
I
McKenna.
know it's not. It's never her.
It is who is it?
Kelly.
Benson Boone, who is a relatively new country artist who has a maybe he's not that new, but he's new to me. And
I have absolutely no recollection
Benson
of who
Boone
this
has a
person is.
new like Christian country song out with Dolly where they sing co-lead, and she harmonizes on his song. It's pretty great. She's in the video. They're standing back to back in a barn singing about Jesus. It's great. It's uplifting even for a person like me that's an atheist. So she's like, I went to a new Barnes and Noble opened near her, and they have vinyl. And she went to look at the vinyl, and the Chapel Roan vinyl was $61. Now, Chapel Roan, who recently won a Grammy and made an outlandish
I'm
and
sorry.
awesome
I need to talk so people can see my face. Say the price again.
$61.
Look at my face.
Great. Podcast listeners cannot see your face, but everybody else can. It's a shockingly high price. I'm pretty sure it's just a single vinyl. It's a pop record. It's one of the hottest records in the world right now. Maybe it's a second pressing, maybe it's some limited edition Barnes and Noble exclusive. Why is it 61 fucking dollars? And also the Benson Boone was astronomically priced in her opinion. And she's like,
I'm gonna jump in real quick. Even though it's a Barnes and Noble thing, I have a few Barnes and Noble pressings.
As do
Those
I.
things do not appreciate in value.
Well, I mean, that's not the reason this person is buying vinyl.
I know, but my point, you said, the limited edition aspect. So I'm commenting on that and only, excuse me, only that. And like I said, these depreciate. Although my Melissa Etheridge record I have the covers record she did a few years ago. Fucking amazing record, by the way.
Well, she's fucking
And yeah, I've seen her twice now. And yeah, I mean, you can get it on Discogs for like $12 now. So the Barnes and Noble Limited is not that limited. We're
Well, I'm
talking like
just saying they have
5,000
their own
copies.
vinyl variant. They can set the price.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Chapel Roan is on the biggest record label in the world, and they probably do, the deal for the licensing for Barnes and Noble to have their own vinyl variant pressed with their label and name on it means they can mark it up 25%. And people will they're impulse buyers. They will be like, oh, Chapel Roan, they're hot to go. I'm going to get this. It's awesome. $61 is criminal. It really is fucking unfair it's going to prohibit people from buying vinyl.
The new Stevie, or not new, but Stevie Ray Vaughan and Albert King in Session, which is one of my absolute favorite records of all time, had it on CD in like 80 minutes. There's a 3-disc version of it out now. It's 74 fucking dollars.
Yeah, it's unnecessary, man. So my friend texts me, hey, tells me recounts this tale to me and is like, where do you get your vinyl at a lower price? Because I want to buy more vinyl and spin more vinyl. And I can't afford that. Like, where can I get them at least more inexpensive? It seems very overpriced. I was like, so we jumped on the phone and I gave some suggestions. I was like, obviously your mom and pop store is number one. There's one in her town that you've seen me share that is Retroactive Records in Sassoon City, California, in the East Bay, north of the
Is
East
that
Bay.
near Vidal?
Like Vidalia?
Is that near Vidal? Is Sassoon near Vidal?
Sassoon, it's a Native American name. Please be quiet. Anyway, Suisun, Sassoon.
It was still
Sassoon.
funny.
It's not funny at all. Anyway, I said, please go there first and see if they have it, although they normally don't have the newest stuff. That's a good place to get your collection filled out for a couple of bucks and occasionally some new stuff, but new ownership. And I told you that's the place with the vintage video games and the vinyl and the,
Oh, I remember that video.
yes.
That was a good
If you
video.
ever come here, we'll literally go out of our way to just because I know how
Don't worry,
much you love video
I'm
games.
gonna get my ass to San Francisco. My brother-in-law lives there, for
I
God's sake.
know,
It's just
but
my family
you
goes there
send your
without
kid
me.
and not you, so you don't go.
Wife went too. She went like last year, and I'm like, nobody's taking me.
Well, we're friends now, so like if she kind of comes to town and doesn't at least get a cup of coffee with me, I'm gonna be insulted because I slept in your house. And your wife is awesome. She might even be more awesome than you, actually.
No, she totally is. I mean, no, I mean, you know, I'm
We just talk about Lord of the Rings all the time, her and
I,
I.
I'm married up. I mean,
You
I
did.
totally
You
married
did.
up.
That's the way to go. Marry up. Marry someone grand. That's why she called me Lady.
Hey,
Lady
lady!
Goodman. Good Lady
No,
Goodman.
I thought it was good. Was it Goodman, not Good Wife?
Goodman.
Goodman.
No, good wife would be too meta. Jesus. Goodman.
No.
I mean, it's like the most, it's like literally
Marry
meant to be.
someone grand.
That's why she called me Lady. I love me some Kate Hudson. She needs to do, I don't know if she's too rich to do movies anymore, but maybe. Like Drew
Uh,
Barrymore is back doing movies and Netflix things.
you know
And
what? Say whatever you want about me, but How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. It's like one of the greatest aught rom-coms. And you
is
know what?
that
It
Heath Ledger
probably
also?
no, that is Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, all right, all right, all right.
Yeah, and he's not that far from that dude in this movie,
He
which
is
is
that dude. He is Matthew McConaughey and Jack Nicholson and Kristen Slater playing themselves in the same
and Ryan
thing over.
Reynolds. And
And
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds is becoming the worst offender of this, but
Yes, he is.
playing myself over and over again in a role. It just happens that Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds are kind of the same person with a little exaggeration. So, although I don't recommend always giving money to these corporate whore bags, my friend did end up getting the Chapel Roan for half the price at Amazon.
There you go. One thing I will say about when you're talking about like people like Chapel Roan, Taylor Swift, these records, they will go down in
Just wait,
price.
just wait.
Yeah, the
Unless you,
closer.
I get supporting it. Unless you have to have it.
Wait,
Wait, when I was doing movie night, a monthly movie night in the neighborhood here with friends of mine, I won that Tortured Poets Society CD as a raffle prize. And I went and listened to it. And then I listened to a bunch of other Taylor Swift stuff. And I didn't honestly hate it. I didn't love it. None of it has stayed with me. I can't name too many of her songs. And it turns out I like the material by her that her fans dislike. Her avant-garde 80s pop referencing albums that are not that
look,
catchy
look
are
at
what
me,
I like.
look me in the eyes. I'm the captain now. You are now living my life. Every band that we love, I love most. The stuff that the fans don't like.
That's also me. I like the Beatle
That's
no one likes. I like that. Yes, that's me. Yeah.
no,
I mean, that was always me.
to me, mine goes even down to Lulu, Diabolus, and
Horrible.
Musica. I mean, yeah, no, I go
No, I
deep.
think there are records people dislike more than Diabolus, but we'll talk about it.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. But absolute sure. So anyway, that made me think when we had this literally 5 minute, please help me in 20 minutes do a podcast.
Hey, I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored.
I
Everybody's gone.
understand. I understand. So this made me, well, it's not bored. It's just like, let's fill in the time with a good activity. You couldn't make the podcast
I guess
last
it's
week, and I
more
recorded
appropriate.
it done, and it wasn't because I cheated on you because I don't
It's
like
more
cheating.
appropriate to say, don't let me get bored. I might start thinking.
That's fair. So let's talk about the price of vinyl. Let's talk about inflation. Let's talk about, we just did a vinyl unboxing of a very luxe item from a DIY underground band on a small label that just has international distribution and a couple of stores. How
Which
did
had
they put
much,
that thing out for $35 and Chapel Roan's is marked up to 61? It's not right.
much better packaging than
Well, I haven't seen the Chapel.
let me let me talk. Better packaging than the major record I unboxed today. Because you unboxed that one, I unboxed King Diamond, and the King Diamond record, great packaging. Don't get me wrong, but that one was better because you didn't have to put in mylar sleeves.
That's fair.
I got a poster that I'm never going to use.
Well, you
I
can
would
send it
I
to
would
me.
have traded, but yeah,
Maybe I'll trade you for that poster for a vinyl or something.
I'd do that.
I like that posting. So, why is vinyl cost so much right now? We have spent a lot of time talking about this topic, and I think it's fair to say that the problems of the last few years are abating. You correct me if I'm wrong. I think there are more pressing plants open now.
I'm going to give vinyl money saving tips
Yeah,
when we're
please.
done with the main topic. Because I think I'm pretty good about that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm asking you the question of
Yeah,
the
oh yeah, totally.
the
When I
question
got
of
into vinyl,
yeah, go.
there were no American pressing plants. Zero. I remember the big news: Metallica bought a pressing machine, not a plant. They did not buy a plant. They bought a machine in the Czech Republic, in a plant. And now there are, I think, about 20 American vinyl pressing plants again. Third Man Records has one. You know, you're seeing this coming up and coming up. Now, let's talk about inflation. Okay. To be clear, the inflation we have experienced in the past 4 years, and do not cancel me, do not downvote me. I'm being honest. This is true. This is fact. The inflation we have dealt with is not that bad. That's not to say it's not bad, and that's not to say it doesn't suck. But we have not dealt with hyperinflation. The highest it ever got was about 5%. Now, eggs are a different story. Obviously, we have the avian flu that's ruining everything. But in the time between 2020, when I bought, oh my God, I don't even know how many records I bought in 2020, bro. I probably bought as many beers as I did records. And I was drinking really heavy in 2020. I don't know if you were aware of that, but I drank 5 to 6 beers nightly in 2020. 2020 was a shit year for me. I've gone over that on the podcast many times. I'm not going to do that now. But I bought so many records. I was getting records daily, I think, at that point in time. I was trying to support everyone. That's when Bandcamp Friday came into existence. That's when I did the vast majority of, and I think I purchased about 100 records on Bandcamp, which probably puts me in the top 5% of Bandcamp vinyl purchasers over the years. I haven't bought much lately, but I mean, every Bandcamp Friday, I'm buying 2 or 3. Every day, I'm ordering off Discogs. I'm selling on Discogs. I'm selling on eBay, and lots of buying, lots of selling. So yeah, and back in those days, when people talked about how expensive vinyl was when I first started back to it, because I became a vinyl evangelist awfully quickly. My average price point was $15 between 2015 and 2020 2015 when I started in 2020, because I would buy used for like 10 and I'd buy new for like 30, between 25 and 30. And if you do the inflation calculator, I don't know what it is now because I haven't checked it, but about 5 years ago, in 2019 dollars, a Kiss Love Gun the day it dropped would have been $37. So they were cheaper for a while when you adjust for inflation. CDs, once they got cheap, got down to like $10, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. But now, one of the commonly discussed people on this podcast is Roger Waters, as Don loves to tell Keefy and myself at length, ad nauseum, how great Dark Side of the Moon Redux is, which we will not listen to, Don. You hear me? You hear me, Don? We're not listening to that fucking record. I would have listened to it.
Please don't ever move your microphone position or your face. Please, I want one little NPR lean every show from now on. Oh my God, that was great.
All right.
I just got like a little tickle in my groin from that.
Because I was doing the NPR until I started threatening Don. I'll kick you in the dick, Don, if you make me change the fucking record.
Oh, okay. Don, we love Don.
I do love Don, but I'll kick him in the dick if
support Don.
You know what? He's got packages coming towards us. I'm going to bet $4 that fucking thing is in there.
That's gonna be in there. That absolutely, he definitely fucking bought that and the fucking Grateful Dead, like some Grateful Dead.
That would be just the
Like,
ultimate troll job if he did
I'm just
that.
gonna fucking rub my sack all over that Grateful Dead record if it's coming to me.
Oh God, why do we talk about that too much? Anyway, so
You brought
I
me
may
and my elephantine balls.
okay, Stan Marsh, may I continue to pontificate?
So
So I had actually decided I was going to buy Roger Waters' Dark Side of the Moon Redux, and then the
you're making a
Amazon.
face. Making a face.
No, you took. It's fine. I didn't want to buy it because of all the Dark Side of the Moon songs. I wanted to get it because of the side four. Side four is completely original music, and I'm interested in that. And I looked at the pre-order number, and it was $45. And then Judas Priest puts out a new record, and I put a pre-order on it. I looked, it's $45. What the actual fuck? I know that's not that different when you adjust for inflation. However, that's still pretty crazy. And now that number isn't even crazy. The new Judas Priest record is still $45. Dark Side of the Moon Redux is still $45. Excuse me, I hope that burp did not make it onto. I hit the burp button. My burp button is green. It's right here. So all of a sudden, vinyl pricing started going up. And once that, sorry, once that happened, my vinyl purchasing proclivity changed. And, you know,
Plural proclivities.
yeah, my no, it's my vinyl purchasing methodology changed, and I started seeking the deal. You know what? If you put out a 28-minute record and you want $35 for it, I'm not buying it. It's not enough. I gotta have minimum of $1 a minute. If it's more than $1 a minute, this is no longer a good value for me. If if you're dropping this shit for $50, okay, I'm not great. The Doors box set we put out, we did we boned a couple of weeks ago. That Doors box set is great. That Live in Detroit set is amazing. It's a wonderful, amazing set, and we gushed all over the parts that deserved it, and we kicked in the nuts the parts that deserved it because it wasn't perfect, but it was $85. My lawyer wife and the kid found it at Record Store Day pricing a month later. It was a Record Store Day Black Friday release, and now it's going for 120. You know, you can get Pulse now for $72, or not Pulse, Live at Pompeii. David Gilmour Live at Pompeii, and I think those are very reasonable and good values. They're long. They're 4 discs. But when we start talking about, when the kid and I go to the record store, a lot of times I'll say to her, okay, we have a limit today of $60. That means neither one of us can spend more than $30. And you know what? There are a lot of times when that's happened for her. She's like, you know what, Dad? I'm just going to get CDs today. This isn't necessarily vinyl worthy. I'm going to get CDs because she has a CD player, she has a record player and a stereo and the whole 9 yards. And I actually still need to upgrade her speakers. She requested a speaker upgrade because once she got Charlie XCX, which we paid $50 for on my birthday. That was part of my birthday trip. We found Charlie XCX Brat, which
she is really great. I'm going to say of all the pop.
No,
she is fantastic.
I
full stop.
do not enjoy.
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, it's not for you. It's not for.
No,
it's not meant for us.
I'm a 49-year-old white straight man.
Our time is over.
It's not about
the time of the cis
it's
man
not,
is over, and it's going to be like Planet of the Apes, except
it's
all the they, thems, and women.
That's ridiculous. It's going to be plenty of.
You're not going to capture me, you monkey fuck.
No. And only I will be left to bid a require. You maniacs!
You maniacs!
Throwing it all away for a New
Send
Jerseyan with bad
Salt to
pronunciation.
hell.
Throwing it all away for some guy with bad pronunciation. What is with you, Justice? God, that's a great movie.
There's a writer for Ghost Cult whose name is actually Justice, by the way. She's great.
Does her name fit with the rhyme scheme?
It doesn't. It doesn't. Man, I don't think anyone calls her Jussie. I'm sure that's cringy for her. She's a 20.
Oh God, that is that is totally cringy even in the show.
Yeah, in the movie.
Don't you know that fast food makes girls fart?
Girls don't fart, Philly.
What's all this talk about farting? Only girls don't fart. Only skeevy stoners fart. God.
Let's get out there, livers, and sell it on the black market. Oh, what the fuck is in this stuff?
I think they passed out.
Sidebar.
Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes we just fall. You know, Keefy and I are, we are the people that Kevin Smith wrote for.
Unbelievably so.
I mean, and not just that, but I worked in malls. I worked in convenience stores. So no, I mean, you know, Randall is my god. And what's great about it is as the show progressed, as the cinematic universe progressed, he completely changed like his verbiage, his jokes, as we as Gen Xers went, you know, maybe we shouldn't make fun of that anymore. Maybe we shouldn't say that word that begins with an F and ends with a G that's like cigarettes in England. Hey, I danced.
I wish you didn't.
I danced. But you know what? He improved as we improved. Anyway, where the fuck was I?
Charlie XCS.
Charlie. Okay, so yeah,
$51.
$50. I told the kid I'll give you 30 because she's got a debit card that all her money's on a debit card. It's not a bank exactly. I think it's called O. Henry or something. Actually, I am
Isn't that
gonna.
a candy bar from 1960?
How does that look? Is that good?
No.
No.
No. Now you have a weird shine on your head dome. Why do you think I wear these hats? My head be shiny. It's okay. Just
Watch out before I bust a cast in your dome.
At this point, just don't.
It got dark. It got dark. So we bought that, and you know what? The kid knew that was really expensive. There's no way she would have pulled out her debit card and spent the whole $50 on it. It's my birthday. It was a record store jaunt for the two of us. So yeah, I threw some money at it. And we had a great time. That was when I got my King Diamond Abigail original press on Road Racer Records. Not Runner, but Racer. So yeah, we have all been feeling the crunch on this for a long time. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have not been dropping like 2s and 3s for the past year.
Well, we did the big, I'm going to say like December, there was the vinyl trauma dump.
Yeah, I had the trauma dump.
And then you were like, this will not happen again for a while.
And that was 2 months ago. And I have not trauma dumped. I have not had a need to try. I've only got 2 records in the pile, in the check pile now. That's it. Only 2. So I'm thinking, I better get to the fucking record store this weekend so I got something to check. Hey, we have an idiom. We have a proclivity. You know, my habits are changing because everything else is changing on this stuff, you know?
This is going to be unfortunately unhelpful, but I did send you and Don a link, right? There's one of the big vinyl companies is filing for Chapter 11 and doing a liquidation. Now, most of the stuff is things I think you and Don would already have, but we're talking about $5 to $8 for $50 and $60 records. What was that? I can't remember. It's not Experience Vinyl.
Vinyl Me, please?
Maybe. Yes.
I saw one where they were going out of business and they're selling it, blah, 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 but it looks so scammy.
I bought stuff from them, so I'm going to say it's not scammy.
No, I mean, the link I saw about it going out of business.
It was from a Facebook ad. So literally it feels scammy. It feels impure. But I did
when we moved into this house, we bought these Alice in Wonderland statues from China off a Facebook ad. And we didn't get them for like 6 months, and they were plastic, and half of them broke on the way over.
Fuckers.
So, I know. Fucking China.
Well, please don't say stuff like that. Oh my God.
Okay, let me rephrase. Fucking scammers from
Yeah,
Southeast
fucking
Asia.
scammers, period. Not a oh, God. Gonna get us canceled. Anyway, stop.
We would have been canceled by now if I was going to get us
Collaborate and
canceled.
listen. Don't talk.
You're going to get us fucking canceled.
The final word of that line that you say so much is listen. Stop, collaborate, and listen. Not
Fictional
fucking
characters.
Yes, fictional character.
They're not talking about you. Am I getting through to you at all?
Hey, did you post this Magnolia Fan 82 on moviepoopshoot.com?
You know what the best part about that is? My old house was on Magnolia Avenue.
I know. We were there.
I can mention that because I don't live there now.
I know. Murderers. Anyway.
What?
St. Louis.
Murderers,
so that was
bro.
there was a very long way to get to an answer. There shouldn't be this much inflation. I understand.
No, there shouldn't.
There's like the game now is the band puts out their own, the label puts out the standard black, and then they license out the record to, in metal, it's Revolver, Metal Sucks, Metal Injection, Lamb Goat, whoever, to get their own vinyl variants. We have Ghost Cult is not really, we're not big enough to get offered such a thing. We don't really have a store. Once we have a store where we sell stuff, we might be able to get in on those things. It's just been a slow go for us because we have an old website and old architecture. But do you think it's going to continue to go up and up? Do you think it's going to abate? Do you think there's going to be a weakening, a cratering of the market where people dump their stuff? We talked about this about 4 or 5 months ago. You predicted maybe there will be a cratering in people because of the economic probable downturn. We haven't had one. We're about to go into a recession.
Oh, we are 6 months closer to that than I thought we were. You know, as I've discussed many times, and I am, I am left wing. I'm very left wing, and I also can read history and see that no Republican president in my lifetime has left office without a recession. So anyway, yeah, it's coming, and we're a lot closer. The jobs report next month is going to be ridiculous, but in 2024, the vinyl dollars, okay, this is dollars, not units, to be clear. The vinyl dollars still increased. You know, in 2024, there were more dollars spent on vinyl than 2023. Okay. However, Taylor Swift released 7 records. I don't know if you're aware, but 7 records is a lot. She completely, like, remember the whole Taylor's version meme that we had in the summer? That's what it was. She, like Kesha, she got into a big fight with her producer or label. I forget exactly what it was. A collaborator. We'll just say a collaborator. And she re-recorded everything. I had a copy of 1989 that I bought in 2021 because I thought my family would want it, and they never listened to it, so I sold it. And then my wife finds out 3 years later I sold it. I'm like, I told you I had it. We never listened to it. Okay, we'll buy Taylor's version. So I have a Taylor's version in this house. And
this is a funny sort of interruption, but we have railed against Roger for doing this potentially with all the future Pink Floyd. You know, he's going to do all the Pink Floyds, right? As long as he's well enough. Why is it okay for Taylor and Kesha to do this and not Roger?
Taylor and Kesha are Taylor and Kesha. Roger is Roger. Roger is doing a Pink Floyd record that he wrote half of.
That he makes a ton of money from.
Right. He wrote half of it. He didn't... Look, I am the biggest Roger stan in the world, and I have said many times, as we just can't get away from this fucking Redux record. We're going to have to listen to it at some point. And
what do you think the odds of that are, me listening to that? You're going to listen to it without me. It will not happen. I will not listen to Lulu. You couldn't Lulu me at your house in person. What do you think the chances are I'm going to bend on
It's a UK pressing!
I don't give a fuck, bro.
I wish it was the American press, because the American pressing is way more valuable. There was an Electra pressing of that. And Electra and Vertigo. I have Vertigo. But it was $20. I got it for $30 on Amazon.
This conversation is giving me vertigo.
To quote Squirrely Dan from Letterkenny, one of the greatest Canadian sitcoms, this conversation is fast becoming a confrontation. That's a great line. That's an absolutely wonderful, great line. Saw him do stand up last year. Anywho, so where were we? What were we talking about?
I asked you a question if you think the vinyl market is going to crater
Oh,
and it's
thank
going
you.
to create
Thank you.
opportunities for fans to
I'm
aggressively
sorry.
buy up other
We
things
sidebarred
all the time. It's my
all the
fault.
time. It's half my fault. So yes, the vinyl market in 2025 is going to be lower than 2024. The If it's dollar for dollar the same, it's possible. But you know what? If it's dollar for dollar, that's a failure because that means units are sold far less. There are sold far less units, right? What's more important, dollar for dollar or unit to you? I would say dollar for me, or unit for me. So I am concerned as to what's going to happen because one of the things that we all have talked about, we all know, is what 50% of the vinyl market does not listen to their vinyl records, right? Okay. And then you have probably another 20% of the vinyl market, which are fans like Kiss fans, right? What happens when Ace Frehley releases a record? What does E1 do? Or what is it? Oh, it's Monarch heavy now. What does Monarch do every Ace Frehley record? Press 15 different versions of it. And then you have these people that are willing to go to FYE to get the FYE version also, which has a black border around Spaceman 2. I'm sorry, Origins Volume 2. Well, and then you have I think it was the Rockologist that released like Peter Criss's Cat Number One record, which is the best Peter Criss record ever released, by the way. Have you heard it? It's a great record. Ace is on 3 tracks.
I had it on CD.
I had it on CD too. And they released it in 5 colors, and you had people buying 5 of them. One of the colors was black. So what we're going to see in 2025, at a minimum, best case scenario, is you will see people not buying every single one. And also Taylor Swift is really bad about this too. Because not only did she release 7 records, but she released 7 records in 7 colors that had like different, I think it was her. Now, I could be mistaken. So I'm not going to say it was her. There was a pop star in 2024 that released like 8 or 9 versions of a record that if you bought all of them and put them together, it made a different album cover. Yeah. So actually, I think that might have been Billie Eilish that did that.
That's correct.
So
well, also, Billie Eilish went out of her way to press like ecologically friendly vinyl and like not go through the usual channel. She worked with like a like righteous company, like a particularly aligned with her.
You know what's really great about driving an electric car?
No.
You can give yourself so much fucking leeway on shit. Like buying...
apparently, Elvira sold her Tesla and put...
No, she donated it.
She sold it.
She donated it to NPR.
She sold the car and donated the profits of the car to NPR. But
Either
she
way.
also put fuck Elon on it.
It said Elon sucks.
Elon sucks with an X for Twitter.
Yeah. I believe she donated it to NPR, which I've donated cars to NPR as well in the past. And either way, same diff. Whether you sell it, whether you donate it, in either way. Great on you, Elvira.
In the end, it doesn't even matter, as Linkin Park said.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Elvira now, and wow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, she's fucking hot. Anyway,
she's not straight.
She's bi.
She's not bi anymore.
Oh no, really? Well, I mean, she's been with that same lady
like
for like
75 years old. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. I met her once. She was lovely.
She's been with the same lady for like 30 years, I think.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Whatever, all good. Anywho, big fan of the LGBTQIA plus community. Family members, all the business. Anyway, been P-flag since 1984 or 5, personally.
All right.
Bona fides, virtue signaling, blah, blah, blah.
Horrible.
I'm sorry. Where were we?
Let's go. So you think there's going to be a comeuppance to these?
So yeah, what we're gonna see is a. I mean, let me pull up my Amazon.
By the way, as you do that, the Vinyl Me Please sale is over, and they're back to charging like $65 for a brand new record. Maybe that's why they're going into bankruptcy.
Yeah, fuck them. I'm sorry, that's just way too much. So I have pulled up my Amazon account, right? So 2024, which is when vinyl pricing went up. I bought The Graveyard and Give Me Your Soul Please on Amazon. Those were gift cards, so those don't count in this purpose. The Lloyd McKenna record we talked about, $20. And that is going back to now we're in October. So in the last 3 months of the year, I bought one record. Here we go, September. Out of the Garden into the Darkness. That is the thrash grass band that I reviewed for Keefy. That was 25. That was $20. So 2 records. Let's keep going backwards. The next record I bought was June, which was the Rolling Stones Hackney Diamonds. I got that for like $25. Reasonable numbers. Came across bunches of it in alternate covers in Chicago while I was there. We have to go back now again to June. So I bought 2 records on Amazon in June. And that was Turn Blue by the Black Keys. That is presently going for $20. Great record, by the way, if you don't have it. If you like the Black Keys. Keeping going backwards. The next one is back to May, which is Luck and Strange by David Gilmour. Yeah, that is not going... that wasn't going to miss me. Now we got to go back to May 4th. So a month previous to... because the May record was May 28th. I bought Hailstorm. So what are we up to? Like 6 tops? Maybe? April, Left Lane Cruiser. Love Left Lane Cruiser. And also April, Dragon Force. Keeping going. Oh, Lana Del Rey. That obviously was a gift. That doesn't count. March, Baroness Stone.
Which was dumb because I had one to give you. And
Did you really? You didn't tell me.
I did.
Also on March, Slayer, Black, and then February, Black Keys. I mean, and then Deicide, and Unleash the Archers. So you didn't tell me you had that to give to me. And then Mick Mars, Ace Frehley, of course. And we've also got Bruce Dickinson in here somewhere. But that's how quick. I mean, do you see the drop off that my vinyl pre-orders and orders hit? You know, and usually I would have 1 to 2 a week coming from Amazon.
That's right. Yeah, I'm slowed down.
I slowed down a lot.
I bought very little stuff last year. A lot was sent to me. Thank you, record labels. Thank you, bands. And I bought a handful of stuff at the beginning of the year and a little bit of stuff over the summer, and then not much else. And a lot, again, things were sent to me, luckily. And then starting off slow this year, but I might eventually pick the pace back up. We'll see as things improve. But I haven't been
trying to think what I bought. I think I've only bought 2 records this year.
Yeah, and I bought the Black Sabbath box set, right? That was in the summer.
Yeah, it was in the summer. I didn't get mine from Amazon. I got mine from Rhino Direct.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The album that I checked today. I'm sorry, what?
I got mine at Amoeba in LA.
Oh, yeah. How much did you pay for it in Amoeba?
$99.
Yeah, same as I did then. I think I paid $99 plus shipping, and then they gave me the shipping back because they were idiots. All I wanted was I mean, I asked for an update, and they gave me my shipping money back. Okay, that's not what I asked for. I'm not going to give it back, but that's not what I asked for. What?
I just think it's funny.
It is funny. It's funny and it's stupid. I'm like, just tell me when it's fucking shipping. I emailed you a week after I saw on, my Metal on Vinyl Facebook group where I saw like all these dudes from like New Zealand and shit posting how they got it. I'm like, when am I getting mine? Mm. Yeah, the metal Facebook groups on vinyl are like way European, and like not very American because most of us, America. But yeah, we are gonna see comeuppance, I don't think is the right word. I think the right word is reckoning. We're going to see a reckoning where the collector market, and I don't know if that's the right word, the Billie Eilish, the Chapel Roan, the Taylor Swift, where they're not buying to listen, they're buying to have. We're in the Kiss groups where they buy all 8 pressings of Ace Frehley 10,000 volts. We're going to see a reckoning with those from those people where they're not buying. Even if those purchasers drop it by half. Okay, I'm only going to buy 2 Chapel Roan pressings. I'm only going to buy 3 Taylor Swift versions of Taylor Swift records. That is a 30% drop in sales. And I think we're at the end of this year, we're going to see crazy amounts of that. And whom do they have to blame? They only have themselves to blame for this because they are pushing and pushing and pushing. And I didn't buy the new Judas Priest record. I believe we talked about that briefly. I forget what it was called. I was really excited to buy it. I had it on pre-order, and I went, "Yeah, I don't care. I'll pay $45. We're rich, bitch." And as we got closer and closer, I went, "It doesn't matter how much fucking money I have. This is stupid. I'm not spending it. I'm not spending the money on this." And I didn't buy it. Like I said, my buying has changed. It has changed a lot.
Interesting. Well, we're gonna see what happens. I think at a certain point this shit is not sustainable.
I think we're past sustainability. If you take out the Taylor Swift records, not even like Billie Eilish and Chapel Roan and Charlie XCX, which all sold bunches as well. But if you take out those 7 Taylor Swift records, last year is a cratering. And you know what?
I guess.
I don't care if you buy them to listen to. I don't care if you buy them to put them on the wall. I don't care if you buy them because you believe you can retire off this shit. I just want you to keep fucking buying them. Because you buying them, these people that we look down, that some collectors and some vinyl people look down on and denigrate, they're the people that keep this affordable for the rest of us. That's the reality of the situation. If we lose the unopeners, the nopeners, what do we call? What we need to come up with a name for this. It's not derogatory, just
Yeah, just matter of fact.
I'm going to call them nopeners.
That's pretty great.
If we lose the nopeners, or if the nopeners chunk down by 25%, the nopeners are half the vinyl market. That's great to me. Utilitarian, anxious, anxiety, OCD man. It makes no sense to me. But you know what? You do you. You live your life. Because you know what? You help me enjoy my vinyl. Because you keep it affordable. Well, at least you have kept it affordable until 2024. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how the industry is going to respond. That's what scares me the most. Because the openers, we have openers and openers, and I'm not no derision in these names. It's just the difference. Openers have been squeezed, and I feel like we are pulling back. I feel like we're just saying, you can't take advantage of us on this. That Stevie Ray Vaughan record, have you ever heard it? Stevie Ray Vaughan, Albert King in session?
I haven't.
Oh my, have you ever thought to yourself, if you wanted to hear Albert King passing the torch to Stevie Ray Vaughan for some reason in Canada? It's actually, I take that back. Not for some reason. In Session was a Canadian television program in the early 80s. Maybe longer. I don't know Canadian TV that much. But yeah, so they released it on CD, and then they released it on CD again with the full version, and they did a vinyl release in like 2014, 2015, which was only like 5 of the 15 songs. And some of those songs are just amazing. I mean, if you like electric blues, I mean Albert King, man, come on, man, Lonely as the Hunter. That's the guy. Stevie Ray Vaughan playing with them. They did one Stevie Ray Vaughan song. Excuse me, they did Pride and Joy. Talk Keefy.
Nick is dying presently. I think you sipped your beer too fast. You got the belchies today. I don't know
I
how.
didn't. I didn't even. That wasn't even. No, that was coughing. That wasn't. That
Oh,
wasn't belching.
all right.
I swallowed my spit in the. I'm just
Did
getting
you
so
did you do like
old.
311 that you swallowed your spit and dreamed of juice? No comments. All right.
No, we've always been down, down.
It's a
If I
terrible.
ever
They're
didn't
not a good
like
band,
you,
but
no, they're not.
it's
One of
they
my
got a couple.
coworkers loves them, and I'm like, you know what? If
You
you
ever
like
you ever
them,
meet a super fan of a band that just makes you scratch your fucking head?
you
That's
mean
what.
Primus?
Oh, shut up.
I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I'm teasing. Oasis.
Better.
Yes, I have met. One of my friends, my best friend Chris, actually, that I can't keep getting away from. One of the smartest things he ever said to me about music, and I mean, he's a music guy, but not like not like us. And he said, "You know what, Nick? Every band is someone's favorite band."
That is accurate.
And you know how terrifying that is?
It's a pretty terrifying thought.
That Megadeth is someone's favorite band. Ah.
Maybe. I mean, they are great.
Except for Dave singing.
Well, some people love him. They hate
I
they hate Metallica and they love Megadeth. A lot of people.
I love Megadeth. Do you love his singing?
Not my favorite part of the band, but
That's my least.
Sometimes
It's
his voice
literally
works.
no. Yes. Sometimes it works,
Yes.
and just enough,
Yeah. For
but only
40 years
just.
it's worked. 40 plus
What?
years. He managed to make it work for 40 plus years.
Who did? I mean,
That's
look.
interesting.
Would you rather there be a different singer?
Yes.
There you go. That's all you need to say.
Watch him become a god. Anyway.
Just like a firefly, dance like a cigarette. That's not. I know it's like dance like a marionette.
Stop it. Do we have anything else to add to this, or are we just blathering?
Now, if we're just blathering, let me discuss how you can be
how to save money.
how you can be a vinyl aficionado while not spending your mortgage. Because you know what? You're going to need that house to sit in. It's lovely when it's cold or too hot. So one of the things I have done, and I don't know where you live or who you are, if you want to send me an email, it's bachelor13@gmail.com, and I likely can, point you to specific places. I've been to a lot of places, and whenever I go anywhere, I do, try to purchase records. I'm going to be in Bloomington and Peoria next month. Let me rephrase. I'm going to be in Bloomington/Peoria this month, because today is March 2nd. I'm going to be there in 13 days. I'm going to be in 13 days in Peoria. And I'm going to research some record stores to go to, because I fucking love records. One of the things you can do is you can stop purchasing on Amazon. The used market on Amazon is crap. One of the great things about Amazon for records is if you want to buy very popular records 6 months after the fact. So, like, case in point, right? We talked about Tay-Tay. And I love Tay-Tay. Everybody knows that, right? Not her music. I don't like her music. So let's look up Taylor Swift, because I have 1989 Taylor's version. Okay? How much do you think it costs? I haven't looked yet.
How much is it?
Yeah.
Like new?
Taylor's version.
$50.
The original version is only 42. Tay-Tay's version is 35. So you can get 1989 Taylor's version for 35. You can also get an original version on vinyl. I don't know why the first one is 42, but there is another one for $25. Okay. It's like an old friend of mine who owned a video game store never bought the current generation of video games. He was always a generation behind because it was cheaper. It was so much cheaper that way. If you wait, you can save so much money. So you go to now if you're going to go to your local record stores are not going to have new music cheaper. You know, Amazon can eat it. They can eat. They can eat it. So when the MSRP on Taylor Swift 1989 Taylor's version goes from $45 to $20, they'll suck it up. Well, local record store cannot suck that up. They're just going to hold it there until it comes back around. But what's great about these local record stores, because listeners of the show have probably noticed that my purchasing has changed. I don't buy that many new records anymore. I'm looking to replace pressings. I am looking to get the best quality versions. So I'm buying old school pressings. And one of the things about old school pressings is you can save a lot of money there. It's like, people talk about why won't Gibson release Ace Frehley's 1972 Tobacco Burst Deluxe as a new guitar? Because you can buy a 1972 Gibson Les Paul Deluxe cheaper than what Gibson would sell it for. You can do that with a lot of these records. Now, if you're talking about anything from 1987 to 1999, no, it's not going to be the same thing. Those are the records you're always going to want to buy on modern pressing because they're going to be the most. They're going to be the most cost-effective ones. We'll call it cost-effective, right? Now, especially if you are a new person to vinyl, do not sleep on the cheap boxes, on the bargain bins. Do you know how many great records I've gotten in bargain bins? So many, And the last one, the biggest one, I'm not going to suggest thrift shops to begin with, and I'm going to tell you why. Especially in St. Louis. St. Louis has always been a city that loves vinyl, so we're a little bit different. So when I hear people talking about in the 80s and 90s and the early aughts, getting Dark Side of the Moon for $4, blah, 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 right? Whatever. I've never seen that because we never stopped buying vinyl here. There's 4 or 5 like 50-year-old record stores that just never stop selling. Anyway, so go to antique malls. There are there are 3 kinds of vinyl stalls in antique malls. There's here are the records I found in my dad's basement. Here are the really good quality records I'm selling for reasonable to slightly over. And here are the super high quality records that I am selling for way too much money. Right? How do you determine the 3? 1, if you start flipping the records and you smell mold and you smell dust, which one is it?
Gross.
Which one is it out of those 3?
Gross.
Yeah, okay.
You're inhaling death, basically.
What you're supposed to say.
Dead body.
Thank you, Pella. What you're supposed to say is that is the first version of what you discussed.
What the fuck is this? It's Pella on a necklace. It's a fucking chicken bone. It's Pella. It's a piece of his skull. That's what I told everybody. Oh, him. Yeah.
Yeah, Pella was interesting.
He was fucking wacko. He needed
Wacko
help.
Jacko.
Beautiful guy, but he needed help.
Oh, yeah. Live at Leipzig by Mayhem is all you need by Mayhem, in my opinion. So the second kind is how you identify the second kind is you look through the records. And if you see Cream, if you see a band, any band you hear on modern classic rock radio, you have found a quality bin. As long as there's a lot of records to go through. Okay. The more records they have in their stall, the better you're going to be. There was a great one in St. Peters, Missouri, at an antique mall called Time Flies. Time Flies Antiques. Unfortunately, they went to hell. Went to hell? Sucks. Can't bring them back, right? But that's where I got Heaven and Hell. I got Ozzy Osbourne Tribute. I got Ozzy Osbourne Tribute for $25. Think about that for a second, bro. You know what that shit goes for on Discogs right now?
I do not.
Let's just find out.
Let's find out. Let's find out. Get a little musical.
Ozzy Osbourne Tribute. There it is. God, it's a great record too, isn't it? So here is the American pressing, which is not the one I have. I have a club pressing. $30. What's wrong with it? Oh, the media condition is fair. Several skips.
No.
Oh, here's another one for $30. No cover.
Nope.
Here we go. Fitty. Fitty. Very good plus.
That'd be perfect for Fitty.
And this is from 1987 when vinyl was still significant. And it just goes up from there. So if you go to a nicely sized antique mall vinyl stall and you see a new here's how you know it's a good one. You see a new releases moment, a new releases spot. Just arrived, right? If they have a just arrived spot in their stall, you're looking at a good place that is selling quality records. Now, here's the worst kind. There's two versions of the worst kind. Tell me which one's worse, because I don't know. You see a very small case. It's a stall, one little crate. The first thing you see on there is the doors. And as you flip through, you know and love every one of these bands. What's wrong with this?
They're probably too plentiful.
Too expensive.
Oh.
Okay, then there's the other version of that where they have 2 or 3 crates of nothing burgers that are too expensive. I don't know which is worse. You tell me.
The nothing burgers that are too expensive is worse because I think so. Because you should know better than to overpay for something plentiful. No?
Fair enough.
I mean, the average consumer.
Average consumer's an idiot.
A year ago, if I told you eggs were going to be $15 and you would only be able to buy one at a time.
I paid $7 today. I was shocked.
Depends where you go.
I didn't go to Aldi. Aldi's $5.
Yeah, but I mean that's still cheaper than most places.
I know.
The problem is that places don't even have eggs.
I know.
Should we be consuming these eggs? Because I don't even know. I don't trust. Do you trust the FDA right now? I don't.
No, but I mean, whatever. I'm going to die anyway.
That's also true. We're all going to die of our own ignorance.
I need eggies so I can make chicken tendies and I can make some fried scrimps.
Okay, fair.
Where was I? So another way you can save money is a lot of times you will see record fairs. Are you aware of these things?
I am.
I know Keefy is. So when we went to Chicago to see the Rolling Stones that Keefy mentioned last year, when we got to our hotel, we discovered there was a record fair. And fuck me, but we spent $200. And then, you know what we did the next day? Went to more record stores. Because we're idiots. You know what I didn't do? I did not wear a track jacket to see the Rolling Stones in Chicago at Soldier Field because I never would have thought it would have been windy.
You ate the wrong hot dogs, ate a deep dish pizza, and did not get a Chicago beef sandwich. That's the mistakes you made. But Chicago's a great record buying town. So, I mean,
I've gotten Chicago beefs
it was hard for
Portillo's many times.
Oh, not Portillo's, bro. No, Mr. Beef.
Portillo's is garbage. Portillo's?
Garbage. No, they made it a chain now. It's a chain now. It's whack.
You're garbage.
You're garbage. You're not even from there. Stop defending them. You're from.
I like Portillo's.
Nobody.
I used to go to Chicago 2 to 3 times a year for work. So I mean, before I knew you, take the train up.
Fair enough.
I like trains. So basically, and this is going to be such a cop out, right? The vinyl hobby is exactly as expensive or as inexpensive as you want it to be. Joe's Records STL, as I discussed last month, I believe it was. Yeah, it was last month, had their biggest sale of all time. pay attention to your local record stores. Every now and again, they're just going to have to say fuck it and mark shit down. I got a couple of great records that you're going to hear about probably on Wednesday at that sale. They had new vinyl anywhere between 50 to 20% off, 20 to 50% off. And I bought 2 records. I was going to buy 3, but I could not go back and I couldn't find Pantera Far Beyond Driven. It wasn't, the sale bins weren't in order, right? I just couldn't find it. And the kids started yelling, Dad, I want to go, Dad. So we left. But that's how, I mean, take advantage of overbuying when you see things like, Chapel Roan and Charlie XCX, Billie Eilish. I'm sorry, I don't know that many major pop stars in 2025, so I got to go back to the well on these. But those are the kinds of artists that Amazon is going to have way too many of. They're going to way overbuy. And it's like think about it like Ticketmaster dynamic pricing, right? You are going to spend the most money on day one. Day 1 is bleed the suckers. Day 25 is, well, if we sell 20,000 tickets to our Live Nation shed, we'll sell 40,000 beers. Whereas if we only sell 10,000, we'll only sell 20,000 beers. So it's better. We've already sold off our investment to the band. Let's get the rest and sell that beer. And that's kind of how it is for records as well. Once they have made money, once this vinyl pressing of a record is in the black and it slows down, they unload. So, like, Keefy and I are not waiting on Pink Floyd live at Pompeii. It is released on May 2nd, by the way. May 2nd is the day it comes out. So we'll record that on May 3rd, provided we both get it. So, but you know what I do know for sure?
Oh, I'm fucking getting it.
Oh, no, I'm getting it. I'm pre-ordering it. I've been like emailing Lawyer Wife. Have you pre-ordered this yet? Is it on pre-order? Do we do this? Have we done it?
I guess you can't share a password if you buy each other presents.
We're going to have to figure this out because we've only got one account. We had 2. We had 2 fucking Prime accounts like idiots. But, yeah, so if we were interested in waiting, if we weren't such Pink Floyd horn dogs, which we are, we could wait 3 to 4 to 6 months. And right now I believe it's $42 on Amazon. And we'd be able to probably save $15. But we're not going to wait. We want day 1. We want day 1 so we can bring you content, so we can bring you our horniness. But that's the kind of record that if you pre-order, you're going to spend more. Yeah?
I wish you wouldn't have framed it exactly like that, but you're right.
Exactly like what?
Horniness. Anyway.
Oh, I wasn't. I mean, you were so still.
Don is not here. Anyway. God. Yeah, very salient points. I think that's very good. Let's try to save people some money. But again, if you, FOMO. FOMO is a thing. Things do.
The thing about FOMO.
A Pink Floyd Pompeii is not going to fucking be sold out. There's no way.
No,
Maybe certain versions of it will be sold out.
I don't even know how many. I think it's only black. I think they've only black. I have not seen any colored versions. I have not seen any colored versions of any Pink Floyd record in the past 10 years. Have you? I mean, seriously.
Well, I didn't see it, but I think the Endless River had.
Fuck the
horrendous Endless River. Don't buy it, please.
That was
pay you not to buy it.
I said 10 years. That was 11.
I don't know. I don't do math.
I believe
journalist. I don't math. That's why I'm able to get paid nothing. I don't math.
I'm trying to finish a fucking sentence.
Sure.
I believe Pink Floyd only does black. I cannot think of any alternate pressings of anything they have done. But yes, it is not going to sell out. It is not going to go anywhere. The only things you need to buy on day one are things you believe will sell out. And you know what? I was asked one time because I didn't buy a recent Glenn Hughes record, and I mean I'm pretty much on record on just loving Glenn Hughes, right? I mean everybody knows how much I love Glenn Hughes. I got so much Glenn Hughes, and like I cannot believe you did not buy his new record. Why you love him? It's just not on vinyl. Why don't you care? I can't buy everything. So you know what? You don't release it on vinyl. You make it easier for Nik. I'll buy somebody else's vinyl. Do not sleep on Discogs. Do not sleep on used record stores. Depending upon where you live, you might have some amazing ones. In St. Louis, we have like 15. So the more you have, the better competition they have and the better pricing you're going to find. You know, vintage vinyl. And then when you find your local record stores, find the ones that are big. Find the ones that can eat the price. I got a copy of Sepultura, not Rock and Rio, the one before that, for $18 at Vintage Vinyl. Markdown vinyl. Vintage Vinyl does markdowns. The Planet Score Records does markdowns. Not all of them will, but find the ones that do. And just, you can accept that you can't get everything. Accept that you can't get everything by every band you love. I only have every record, the entire discography of one band. Do you know who that is?
Ozzy.
Nope.
Fuck. Tool.
Nope.
Mastodon.
Fuck you. Tool.
Coheed and Cambria.
Nope. I got one Coheed right now.
That's all you need. Less than one.
Yeah, I mean, all you ever need by Coheed is one.
All you need
by
Coheed and Cambria is pick up the one record and drop it into a vat of lava. Anyway,
wow.
I love that band. I love that band, but it's just
I love them for
I
one
liked them when
record
they
at a
were
time.
Rush the first time. Anyway, go ahead.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you have Coda though? You don't.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you have the box set, the whatever that is with the crop circles?
No, it's just a greatest hits record.
It was sequenced by Jimmy Page. There's unreleased material on it. That means
no, there is not.
Yeah, there is. There's unreleased songs on it.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is. 100%.
No,
yeah.
100% not.
Yeah.
I had it. I took that and the second one, put them together, and then in my iTunes and separated them out into the individual records. That's all it is. Box set 1 and box set 2. The only thing it has that's new is Bonzo's Montreux mixed in with Moby Dick.
Boom,
That's the greatest riff of all time, which unfortunately leads into typically a 19-minute drum solo, which I don't need ever.
Yeah, well, you need Bonzo's 19-minute drum solo.
Nope.
Do we have anything else to add to this?
Nope.
If not, take us home.
I'll take some. Thank you very much for listening to us. If you have been this far, you are amazing. You are wonderful, and we appreciate you. There are a lot of podcasts in the world. There are a lot of YouTube channels in the world. The fact that you are taking some time to listen to a guy in St. Louis yapping with a duder in San Francisco, it's humbling and wonderful, and we appreciate you. If you could do one thing for us, if you could tell one friend, do one share, do one like, do one subscribe, that's just the most amazing thing you can do. And we don't ask for money. We don't have a Patreon. We don't have any of all that craziness, because all we want is just you to listen and love and have fun and tell your friends. So with that, I will say thank you very much for listening to the Glacially Musical Podcast. Even though it's not next week, I'm on my way to Peoria, but it does not play in Peoria. Thanks, McGee.
Will you be buying vinyl in Peoria?
Fuck yes. Or Bloomington, which is next to Peoria. Whatever. I'll get a steak. Probably not a steak. I'm getting a steak the night before.
All right.
Maybe
Stick it up. Steak and vinyl.
And sushi.
And sushi. And other things.
And breakfast. Bye.